Hi everyone, it's Michael from the Going for Goldengos, and this is the start of the weekly recaps. So what I'm going to do is go through the Kanto division first and then the Gala division. This will be a double bill of week 1 and week 2 because I missed the recaps of week 1. So busy week last week, so I didn't quite have time. Got no one joining me this week, so it's just myself, and I'll be going just through game by game. So the first game is funnily enough, my game against Nicholas. So, here we go. First game. Noisy. Okay, so here we go. Back to the start. So, I led Coco against Electro. Coco basically for terrain for me. And then into my Terra Captain Flygon. So what we'll do is we'll go at fast pace because there's quite a few games to get through. So early game there's just a lot of switching between the two from Nicholas's side, Landorus, and also with Feeney. So caused some bit of an issue for me. But Flygon being allowed to set up, which was quite nice. But really good play from Nicholas. Constantly just recycling the Intimidate whilst I'm trying to get off the Dragon Dances. But no, it's my set. Unfortunately, I have been told I'm an idiot for not having Roost on Flygon, but well, you live and learn. And there's the major threat from Nicholas in Lucario. So, me trying to get Will-O-Wisp off, and that Swords dancing up was an absolute nightmare for me. Encored him into Bullet Punch and got a burn on, but really smart play from Nicholas with the Lumberry. And this is basically how he started sweeping through my entire team. It was a tough matchup for me, and it's a really tough Terra Captain from Nick with the Lucario, especially once he gets the Swords Dance up. Orthworm I brought in just to try and get the chip damage, the special defense drop, and Coco lived luckily, which meant I managed to take that down, but not really enough left in the back with just my Iron Bundle, which was Specs, so he couldn't really do enough damage on some of his team, and the Unburden on the Hulucha. Oh, I thought I lost by 4, but it was only by 3, so that's how first game ended. Really tough game on my part there, and really well prepped from Nick, so that's game 1 ended. We'll go into game 2, which is Alex against Jared. It's Alex O, not Alex C. Make sure I put muted it. Is it going to stay muted, or is it going to play the music really loudly? Here we go. There's definitely everyone again. Abomasnow up against Brambleghast as a lead. Battle Jabs is Alex. So, and Alex got a really nice team here with a good defensive core in Celesteela and Quagsire. We'll go fast pace, and then the big threat from Jared is that Baxcalibur. Another PKS player as well as Nick as well, and even the Quag struggling to take it, which I'm assuming Alex built bulky, but choosing to sack, as I'm assuming he didn't really have much else planned for it. And Sizzle doing absolute work at the start, but interesting finish from the Brambleghast using up the Z move that early. Ignore the chat aside, there was some annoying bloke chatting away about a load of rubbish he doesn't really understand. But yeah, the Abomasnow constantly cycling in, and Terra Steel on it. Interesting Terra choice for that, considering the fire weakness already. And I mean, this game, not as fast paced as the previous one. A bit more stall and a bit slower. More positional play as well. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat on the side. It gets more annoying every time I see it. And Alex started behind, but then really built well into this with the Celesteela, certainly getting a real grip on the game. Beast Boost helping it massively. On Valiant, one of the top picks in draft always, such a threat, but without being a mixed Thunderbolt set, so that could have actually caused Alex a few more issues. So I don't know if that was a prep issue or just couldn't fit this move on, but good win from Alex, 4-0. Okay, we've got Roland versus Simon next. So here we go, let's have a look. We've got Quaker Patrol is Roland. So Roland, unfortunately, well, so unfortunately I played in week 2, but he thought it was a doubles tour draft, not actually a singles draft. I'm going to put music off this time as well, so I won't deafen everyone. So Simon here with Dondozo, Agron, Ribombe, Teapot, Claydol and Ordino up against basically a VGC team, so let's see how this goes. Ribombe lead, I'm assuming Webb's lead, yep. Big problem with Roland's team is there is no hazard removal, so any hazards is always going to cause him a few issues. Poltergeist comes straight in with the Shell Smash. Lapras looks like a bulky, stally style Lapras. With Hidden Power, interesting choice. I wonder what type of Hidden Power that was, what that was there to hit. But Gothitelle coming in. Oh, and actually the Web's helping it with the competitive boost. Charm is an odd move on Poltergeist considering it's a special attacker, but oh well. But I suppose it does help stop the stall power somewhat. Hands vs Aggron, we'll speed this up still. Fake out lead, again as I said he thought it was doubles, and that is a highly unlucky freeze for Roland there. And the Aggron putting in work and keeping that Iron Hands frozen. It finally thaws at the end, and reversal not enough to get the knockout. Oh, nice switch to the Lapras for great tanking of that move, but Body Press is always going to take it down. And Sharpedo coming in and not doing enough on the Aggron, but the Rough Skin might actually have helped. That Aggron is stalling out big time. That is absolutely beefy and bulky. And Jumpluff with Infestation. I mean, this Ribombe really probably can't do a lot to it, so I imagine this is going down pretty fast. I have not watched any of these games, by the way, so I don't really know the result or outcome. Well, I know the outcomes obviously because it's in the doc, but the actual how the games go by, I'm not sure. And this Jumpluff is just putting things to sleep, leech seeding, and I'm assuming infesting them as well, and just slowly and annoyingly chipping everything down. And it's a water Jumpluff. Ah, an interesting Terra option. Personally, I thought it was an interesting Terra captain to begin with anyway. So I think he's got Jumpluff and Stantler. And this is probably one of the longest games I'm hoping of the round 1. And this Jumpluff is just putting work in. Just leech seeding, sleeping, infesting, slowly chipping away. And here comes the Ardino and Dondozo to switch in. Again, another big bulky mon. I do have to say, I think Simon has got one of the bulkiest, stalliest style teams of everyone. The Aggron obviously defensively strong, and the Dondozo and Ardino as well. It's just a really solid all-round defensive core. Cursing up with the Dondozo, but that Jumpluff just does not want to go down. Just slowly chipping away. Leech Seeding to get his health back. That Toxic will eventually do damage, but then I'm assuming he's going to switch out to the Garchomp, reset the Toxic, and back and forth we go. Rough Skin on the Garchomp, but just slowly chipping away. And the Ordino's now getting hit hard. So Ordino's down. I mean, this looked like a complete loss when you were down, what was it, 5-2 Roland was, and now all of a sudden he's coming back with a bit of a vengeance and seeing if he can take down this Dondozo, but it's rest Dondozo, which is always going to be, and it's going to cause major issues. Again, let's see some more Leech Seed stuff from Jumpluff. Oh no, strength's up. Back almost to full. And we are back in this cycle again of Leech Seed, Infestation, Toxic, slowly chipping Jumpluff. Probably eventually with a Garchomp switch at some point. And this is the longest, most boring battle so far. But you've got to do what you got to do to try and win. And the Garchomp is there, still just slowly chipping away, and now the Claydol it's after. And I think at this point Simon must be getting worried, because all of a sudden Roland's got a lead with this VGC team, which he was not expecting. But is there any way of beating this Dondozo? This slow, bulky rest, sleep talk. And I think probably because of the toxic count on Jumpluff, it will be the Dondozo just slowly stalling its way to victory here. If it could do it a little bit faster, it would be very nice. So I'm not watching this all night. We'll go to hyper fast and just skip through this. And oh, there we go. That's finally down, and we're done. And well done, Simon, on that win. Certainly made to work for that one. Next up, we've got Alex against Jake. This is Alex C against Jake. Let me get rid of these tabs. And music off. Don't want to deafen everyone again. So Jake here is Scraggy Pants up against who was it? Alex as Xander Sherlock. And we'll just jump straight into it. Onto fast. There we go. Solid Ninja's lead. And webs from Slurpuff. I believe Slurpuff is one of Jake's favourites, as well as Venusaur is also one of his favourites. So he's got a few of his tried and tested draft mons. And the Hewing Goodra with an early power onto the Jellicent, that could cause a few problems later. And the Venu is just going to sit there. Is it? No. And we've got Mega Steelix up against this Hewing Goodra, who is just on defensing up. And a switch out with 3 up, so interesting there. Maybe the Goodra's not got much to hit the Jellicent with. And this looks like a bit of a bulky stally game. I'm not sure why he's getting the acid armors up, knowing the Jellicent, or even on the Jellicent and switching out. It's an unusual play, certainly. I don't know, Jake might be able to give us a bit more logic on it in chat, but we'll have to wait and see. And yes, in chat he's going, we aren't making any progress, and they're certainly not. This could be lasting a long time, this battle. Nothing really to break through the early game stall here. Someone's going to have to take a risk. Hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm going to quickly turn the music down a touch more, because that is a bit louder than my ears actually. There we go. And back to the battle, and nothing's changed. Eventually, hopefully, something will be chipped through. I really hope so. Probably smart move there, getting the rocks up, trying to stop the pivot and switching as much. Just that entry chip damage might cause a bit of space for Alex, but both in playing as well. And Deoxys is in, so will this be another, is this going to be Deoxys speed with spikes and hazard? No, it's gone for an early psychic. And it's fully offensive by the looks of this Deoxys speed. It's not going to be a hazard suicide lead. And the big threat of the Dom U-turn out on the Jellicent. Nice play, nice read there from Jake. This Megavinu is slowly getting chipped down and gone from the Ninjask with the speed boost. Probably not going to be enough, but we've also got the protect, so it has got enough speed now to probably outrun that. And big damage on the U-turn. I think that's Jake's defensive wall pretty much through, but that is a big break up against the Deoxys there. Oh, and the late game belly drum, but too much for the not enough defense there to stop the Steelix. It's jarable, especially probably because it's unburdened, so the speed's going to be through the roof. And this Steelix is just slowly going through the whole of Jake's team, and that is unlucky from Jake. Lost a bit of his defensive core, and that's how Alex managed to chip his way through Jake's team eventually. Next up we got Bam and Devin, two old rivals here, battled many times against each other. Let's see how this one pans out. We'll play at fast speed, and we've got PKS Sucks as Bam against Devin as Commissioner White, or Commissar White, I guess that is. And the big Dracovish lead with Vicious Ren just taking Vikavolt out in a single shot. Devin probably should have seen that one coming, maybe. And we've got Rain Dance on the little V-dub there. Eventually coming back out. And who's Bam bringing in? Oh, interesting to bring the Flutter in on the Copperregis, but should do enough. And Nightshade actually being more damaging, the more damaging move from the Copperregis, so it can't have been that well invested into special attack. And he's going for a Poliwrath sweep, and the Z Hypnosis miss, that's a big miss. And he's always calls his Poliwrath, so very nice. Oh, why did Devin not go for the play? A few big misplays here from Devin. Maybe he was trying to get the boost, who knows. Body press on the Terra Ghost, unlucky. Okay, counter on the Terra Ghost, that is another misplay. I think Devin, he's normally a better battler than this, but he's a few big misplays here. And again, very similar to my game, Terra Captain +2 attack with priority, it's going to cause major issues. It's just, and I think Bishop is a really good Terra Captain choice because it is bulky with that Eviolite and has got good attack stats, so it could really work well. And the Urshifu getting a few late game hits in. Not going to be enough though, unfortunately, for Devin, because the Toxic is slowly going to take the Urshifu down, and I think Bam could have won that by more than 2-0, but well played. Devin struggled a bit there, not his usual strong battling, but let's see how Shoji vs Tevin goes. Oh, there is no replay, it was a double DQ unfortunately, so I won't be able to watch that one. But we've now got Devon, as opposed to Devin, up against Lucas. Let's watch this one go. Which is which? I actually don't know either of their names that well, so let's have a look. Lucas, Devon. Just so I know who I'm commenting on. Lucas is Mega Lopunny and Aegis Slash, okay. Oh, don't tell me this dock is sending my laptop into meltdown. It can do that quite often. Okay, so this is Lucas's team up here then. Make sure that's right. Yep, that is Lucas's team. Top team. Let's play fast speed. Here we go. Music is off, good. So, rain lead by Devon. Into the Gligar. So Gligar has had a bit of a nerf this season with the lack of Roost now. but I do believe it does get it in. We will still get it in that dex, which makes it still a viable option here. Rotom with the substitute, hoping for a full power up, which it gets, and that Primeape is struggling now. Unfortunately, early loss of Terra Captain there, and we know Primeape can be an absolute beast in draft format. And the Kadabra's gone down. This is not looking good for Devon. Altaria in on the Earthquakes, a great read. And the Trailblaze, Altaria, just to get that bit of a speed boost, and also that is massively effective up against that Swampert, so that's very much been planned as the Swampert switch in. But that little Amogus is always going to cause problems. And the Weather War's starting, and the Hidden Power on the Ninetales, oh my god! That's going to cause even more issues for Devon, who's already got two down. I can't see this going particularly well for him at the moment. An Overheat, nice tech on the Ninetales. Into the Venusaur, and I'm expecting Pelipper maybe to come in, but no, we've gone for the Growth in Sun for the double boost. Earthquake again. And Weather Ball, love a Weather Ball in Sun on the Venusaur. Life Orb Chip slowly beating it down though, not worth switching out, and that is the Gligar down as well. 6v2 here, and great prediction of the switch from Devon. Solar Beam, not enough to take it down. That is a bulky special defense on that Swampert. But the Lopunny now comes in and finishes off with fake outs, and that is a really well played game there from Lucas. Very strong, really well played. Next up we've got Garden Arc up against Ben. Again, a couple of players that I don't really know that well, so we'll see how this one goes. Music off, don't want to deafen everyone. I'm guessing Texas Arcanines is Garden Arcanines, no need to check the teams I'm assuming. So we've got Grandad Drampa with the Earthquake early on against the Heatran, and that is not a great start from them. Guard Arcs and Draco Meteor, so it's a mixed Drampa set. Oh my god, really smart play, and I'm assuming that's especially defensive Gastron, but that's not enough to. That's 60, almost 60% from the Draco Meteor. But Terra Fairy with the recover, and this is just the stall now coming through. Well, not really stall, but defensive switches. Zera coming in on the Pidgeot. Volt switch out on the Torkoal, nice play. Into Blastoise. Mega Blastoise, Aurasphere. And Goldark had first pick, I believe, and picking up Mega Blastoise. No, he wasn't first picked, in fact. He was first picked in the other division, but great pickup anyway of Mega Blastoise in this one. Seriously strong Pokemon to use. And that's the Walking Wake down, as well as the Gastrodon. So four Pokemon apiece, this is a really close matchup. And we've got a Ground Growth Victory Bell with Sucker Punch, but not enough to take out the Zera. Interesting that he didn't bring the Heatran in on the Fire Punch, actually. Might have been a better move there. I'm assuming it was a Scarf to outrun the Victory Bell in Sun. But this 3 Pokemon apiece, this is massively close. Weavile in up against the Heatran. Is Heatran going to live a hit? No, it is not. Weavile just hits that little bit too hard. And it is just chipping away the final couple of Pokemon, and it's a great win by Guardian Arcs. So that is the Kanto division finished, and as we can see here, Nicholas, Alex, Simon, Alex and Bam winning with Lucas and Garlock. Unfortunately, we did have the double DQ for not posting the replay. Just a reminder to everyone, if you can post the replays, it would be great, because it does massively help, because obviously we've got to put all the stats in and everything like that. And as you can see from the doc, the amount of work that Vincent's put in, it'd be a shame to waste that. We'll go into week 1 next of the Gala division, and then I'll probably take a little bit of break from recording because I'm losing my voice because I'm sick of hearing the sound of myself. So first up we've got Nicholas v Scotty. So Nicholas is an old friend of mine, really good battler. It'd be interesting to see how he does, actually, because I've not seen him in, he said he doesn't really play Nat decks much, so it should be quite interesting to see how he does. Fast pace again. Here we go. So peak Pokemon Kill Squad is Scotty up against Carabalas Slash Club, which is the team of Nicholas. And Terra Normal Flame Orb on the Flareon. Really nice tech, that. Really smart play. Can't really do much against the Landorus, unfortunately, though. But the Toxic from the Gliscor can, and I believe that is Terra, that's Hidden Power Ice on the Landorus, which is not old tech, which I know Nicholas likes, and I've used it a few times myself. Really good for opposing Lando and Glygars. So the pick that everyone took the mick out of the Mega Glalie, the 40-point Mega that is absolutely useless, but one-shots the Clefable with Explosion. Oh my god. Landorus losing some chip to Toxic, but oh, the Sugarberry on the Slowking, meaning it survives. And here comes Gholdengo with a T-Wave. Interesting. Misses the T-Wave obviously on the burnt Flareon, and it's now up against the Empoleon with Deoxys coming out. Nice tech on Empoleon with the Roost, just trying to keep it healthy. And more hazards going up from Nick there. So it looks like hazards and Thunder Wave being used a lot here. And Hex, so that's why he's using the Thunder Wave to get the extra damage with the Hex. And slowly just chipping away at the Empoleon. And here comes Dragger on the flip turn. And the sub's not quite working because Hex pressure's on it constantly. Dragger probably trying to... I'm not sure why he's subbing, because there's not really any other move for Nick to make there. But that is a bulky Gholdengo living the Phantom Force. Gholdengo here has put in some serious amount of work. Really well EV'd Gholdengo here from Nicholas, and it's got the recover. Oh my god. Nothing Scotty can do here, unfortunately. And that is game, I believe. Really well prepped there from Nick. I spoke to him as he was prepping a little bit, and he really EV'd his team well to live certain hits, and he's just a really smart battler there. So that there is game 1 of the Gala division. Got Christian vs Anders next. I'm hoping some of these are fast games. Play music. Oh, there we go. Fast pace. Let's see how this one goes. So Gary's friend Larry is Anders, and did some mocks with him for week 2, not week 1. And again, Anders, really solid, consistent battler. Up against this Mega Gyarados though, and it is doing work. But nice bit of chip there from the slow bro, and a bit of a lucky para, but that's the way what happens with paras. Rory Moonin speed boosted. Surprisingly go for an extreme speed or something there, maybe wasn't running it. And Mega Diancie, or regular Diancie, it's not Mega, it's regular Diancie comes in. Terra Water for his Terra Captain. and this is where the game slows down a bit. Lucky to hit Bleak Wind Storms because I never seem to be able to. And it's Citrus Berry Tornadus, which is currently poisoned. So the regen will help with that slow poison chip. And Slowbro just about surviving, and it's just a really nice regen call here from Anders. But he's not really got much which can handle this wheezing, unfortunately. And that is the Slowbro down. And again, I mean, it's built especially bulky. Well, no, it's Terra Fairy, so I still would have thought the Future Sight would have done more damage. Mega Alakazam coming in. I know Anders is struggling to get his head around this Pokemon, but when he does, he'll have everything link up and it's going to work beautifully. And he's switched on the Miracle. Okay. And the Weezing's back out just to annoy everything. Silvally Fairy. So double fairy types on this team here. And that is dangerous. Flame Charge. Oof, this could be a game for Anders here. Well, GG, I think you are right, Anders, because there is not much you can do to stop this now. Really, really nice play with the Silvally here, and absolutely annihilating through the rest of his Anders' team. Unlucky, a couple of turns can change everything for you in draft, especially if you've not prepped for some things in particular. Unlucky Anders. So we've got Vincent versus Zeb next. So we've got Vivifox, which is Vincent's team, and Vincent is one of those quite unassuming, but oh my god, he can cause absolute chaos in drafts. Really good battler. So let's watch this one. And Kieran, Pokemon I've not used in a long time, but still an absolute threat. Just loaded dice it was, got knocked off. And it still hits 5 times. That's a bit of the Canadian maple luck, that is. So that's the Deoxys gone. I mean, it was a Spike Suicide lead, I'm assuming. So the Hitmonchan getting the speed boost and the Drain Punch to knock out that Kyurem. So Vincent's coming with the Aggron, Mega Aggron, so that strong defensive call like we saw earlier in the Kanto division. It's just an absolute pain to break down, and Drudigan with the Glare. Not to try and slow the Aggron down, just to try and hope you get a bit of that power hacks out of it. And the Dragon Tail, nice tech from the Drudigan, causing the switch, letting the entry hazard damage do its work, and there is entry hazards on both sides here, major entry hazards. The spin on the Hitmonchan though could be the big difference in the actual control of this game though, which I'm assuming he's going to try and get off here, but this spin blocker and Flutter Mane comes out. Oh, and he EQs it. I'm assuming that crit mattered, but I obviously don't know my Earthquakes from Hitmonchan on Flutter Mane calcs. It's not one that I keep stored up in my head. And the Vaporeon is Terra Bug. That is a Terra that you do not see often. Flipping out on the Revavroom, which is slowly setting up. Has it got anything to beat the Ninetales? Of course it has, the high horsepower. Most Revarooms carry some form of ground move, and it's just unlucky for Vinny here as it's set up and going to sweep through the rest of the team. The entry hazard's doing the damage, and just major issues those are always going to cause. Unlucky Vinny, 4-0 loss week 1, very unlike him. James versus Deshawn next. Here we go. So again, I actually don't know these guys that well, so I'll have to have a quick peek at the teams. James is the Chi-Yu and the Primeape, etc. Okay. Although saying that, I mean, I probably could have guessed from the day part, but oh well. Here we go. Great Tusk, really solid lead, and really great Giraffe Mon up against the Chi-Yu, who I was when we were putting the doc together and the tier listing together, saying Chi-Yu in draft is not that great in my opinion, but let's see if James can prove me wrong. Great Tusk with the early rapid spin to get that speed boost, and just earthquaking through everything, and the brick break tech just to break through that reflect, and that is the Klefki gone now as well. Stone Edge for the Gyarados. This is not looking too great for James, unfortunately. The +1 and the big Stone Edge miss. That could be an absolute game changer. But Murkrow with the Thunder Wave, but great tech there with the Lumberry on the Gyarados. Slowly building that attack power, and Chansey on, wow, I thought Beedrill would do more, Mega Beedrill would do more, but clearly not. And Healing Wish, brilliant tech again from James. Really smart play here, Scale Shot, bringing the Moxie out, the speed boost, and the big miss on the Will-O-Wisp there. This is absolutely massive. Bit of RNG going, bit of luck, bit of hacks. That's Pokemon for you though, isn't it? And the Beedrill's down, and I think that is most likely game, because I don't see the Skeledirge surviving. So, great win there from Deshawn, and unlucky James for that loss there. Next we got Jeremy versus the solo girl in the draft, Juliana. So here we go. And I believe this team PKS Frost is Jeremy, another PKS battler, good few of them in this draft, so this could be quite an interesting one here. Grimmsnarl with the parting shot on the Tinkaton, smart move, and the rocks come out. Rocks on both sides, early game with the hazards and Terra Electric on the Flygon, but the parting shot just taking off that Dragon Dance boost, and unlucky again that Stone Miss. Stone Miss is a move which is so inconsistent. But yeah, Flygon's solid Pokemon, and then we've got, as a Terra Captain, not been performed too well by myself, but not a bad show it put in there. But this Mega Blastoise is just going to cause problems. Shell smashed up, it is an absolute threat. Know a lot of draft leagues I've seen previously have banned it, but we've decided we're not going to have any complex bans or anything in this one. And that Tinkaton is a absolute tank. Should be Tankaton surviving those hits. Lopunny and Mega Lopunny fake out, I'm assuming, and that is the Mega Blastoise gone. But is there enough left in the tank here for Juliana? Because this Tauros is looking to hit and hit hard. Grimmsnarl on the Lopunny to take the fake out. Nice parting shot, just chipping away at that defense there on the Lopunny. Letting Iron Treads go down. And has the Lopunny got enough for the Tauros? Unlikely. And unlucky Juliana on that loss. So next up we have got Jamie versus Michael. Two good friends, battle each other many times before. Let's see how this one goes, and I just want to confirm that the teams again. We've got, there's Jamie. Jamie's with the Iron Valiant, Celesteela, Hydreigon team. Well, this is Jamie down here, PKS, Wayman. I'll have to make a note of all the names before the next video I shoot on this, making it a little bit harder on myself. But this is the week 1-1, so let's see how this one runs, and I can make any changes after. Terror Ground on the Cryogonal. Really nice tech there to stop that electric move, and it's in up against the Landers. So I think this Cryogonal is a really interesting Terror pick actually, because you don't see it as much of an offensive threat. And defensively, it's good specially, but physically, it's an interesting choice. But Terror Ground, really nice Terror to have actually. Obviously that electric immunity, really good against this team actually, up against the likes of Zapdos, and it's strong up against Landorus, Hippowdon. Real electric weakness in this team here from Michael. And oh my god, it looks like the Iron Moth is wanting to sweep, and sweep hard. Gonna be causing some big issues here for Michael. I mean, this is the problem with Iron Moth. Once set up, it can cause major damage, and this is looking like he's gone for game. Pinsir was Terror Bug, I'm assuming to get the extra chip, the extra damage on the bug moves, but that was a great game from Jamie. It's one of the best battles I've seen him play. Alright, into the final run-in. So that was Jamie up against Michael. There we go. David against Tyler, and then we are almost done for week 1. Here we go. So Feeny up against Whimsicott as the lead, and early switch into that Incineroar. Incineroar, Pokemon I've used a lot in VGC myself, not really used too much myself in draft or singles, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes here. Really quite useful Pokemon, multiple sets you can run, and bulky as hell. And magic coating the sticky web back, that is madness. Nature's madness, some might say. Don't all laugh at once. Magic coat on the toxic as well. This is a really nice set here, and the Araquanid is slowly getting chipped down from this magic coat tech, and it is gone. That is really smart play from the Feeny. And Nature's Madness just slowly chipping these down into the Drifblim to stop the spin. Smart. And then let's spread some power around as well. Let's speed this up a bit, because I can see this one lasting a little while as well, if we're not careful. Let's see what this Incineroar's got in store. Just U-turning round, trying to reposition, maybe trying to go for sweep. Get that light screen up, stop the wake, nice move. And the Nature's Madness just slowly chipping away at everything in the team. That's going to cause real bother. And 29% on the... That must be really heavily invested on that Mothra. Didn't realise it could hit that hard. Wow. Might have to start looking at using that a bit more often. There's lots of pivot in here, but I think Wendigo has certainly got the advantage up against a few Jags. We'll see who gets through this one. Again, this is a long battle, so I might have to take a bit of break from talking, because I'm going to lose my voice at this rate. And again, really smartly played on the Drifblim, who's just spreading that power around, and Strength Sap. Medicham really can't do much here, and it's just been absolute torture against his team, slowly being beaten down to nothing. Power's being spread, Nature's Madnesses. This has been a real tactical taking apart of his team. I mean, clearly good friends, both from Goon Squad. Another one of the tribes we've got in this Syndicate draft. And the looks like the late game sweep from the Sneasler with the Unburden boost, and there's not much that can be done there. Big 6-0 win. I think that's the biggest win we had of the entire week 1. And now for a final close game, Stuart versus Stephen. Let's see how this one runs. Stuart here up top against Stephen Poke Technician. Let's see how this one goes. Stuart with the low Ninetales lead, really nicely counter-led by Stephen with the Sizzle. Have they both got Sizzle? What? How has we got 2 Sizzles in the same draft? I'm very confused. How has that one worked out? Has anyone mentioned it? Okay, well, we might actually have to have a look at this drafting because that is weird. Komo setting up anyway on the Pelipper. And switched out on the Kilowatt draw. Bit of movement, bit of positional play here. Kabutops, Mantine, etc. Will it be a burn on the school? No, it's not. And a big rock slide, and the flinch. Oh, that is not what the Mantine wanted to have there. Komo in on the Psycho Cut. This Kabutops really well planned out on that attack. Clanging Scouts coming out from the Komo. Switching out on those defense drops though. And the Vikavolt. Will this Vikavolt have webs, or is it going to be offensive? The Bug Buzz, which takes down the Kilowatt Troll. So Stuart here having a really solid early game here. And could this be the start of the fight back? Yeah, let's see what happens. Mega Sizzle, really solid bullet punches. Even with the attack drop. Wow, 20%, that's more than I thought it would do. Someone's moaning that someone's doing calcs by the look of it. But what does Vincent know? No pranks, the moves on the Overquill. And the Toxic now, so that's now put the time right on the Vikavolt, which has gone down. Two down each. Can we finally get this Veil up? Yes, we can. And the Toxic from the Overquill is there a way to stop the Veil from Steven, or is it just going to be constant switches around it? Aura Sphere coming out. And is this a Specs Komo? Because we've not seen it change moves. So it's either Specs or it is Scarf. I'm assuming Specs. Bit more switching. Don't let the pranks and stuff work. I'll play with 26 on the Overquill. Solid attack. I think the Overquill's probably got the beating of the Sableye, but it does have recover as well. Maybe hoping to get a crunch flinch out of this here. Into the Ninetales. And that is a huge poison jab. Really well played on that one. And the veil is back up though. And here's the Clangorous Soul. Has Sizzle got enough to actually do enough damage? Probably not. And I think this is Stephen with an L here. I'm not sure he's got anything that's going to be able to deal with this Kamau. And the big Boom Burst. But we do know it hasn't got that fire move. Can Sizzle live? And the Bullet Punch is enough to take it down. Stephen's still with some hope here. So that's how they both have Sizzle. One's the Mega Sizzle, one is the regular. So it's Scissor and Sizzle Violence. That now makes sense. And Stephen has just revealed that he had Mirror Herb Tech on the Magmortar. That would have been lovely to bring in on that Kamau. And this looks like this game is wrapping up. Stuart with Mega Sizzle left. Stephen with regular Sizzle and Overquill. But I think, could that be enough from Stuart to win? I don't think the Overquill is going to have enough to beat the Mega Sizzle, but we'll have to wait and see. There we go. 30, I don't think that's going to be enough. And the crit, I mean, it doesn't matter too much, don't think. Although they're saying it does. And that looks like game. Really well played from Stuart, really well played from Stephen. I don't think that crit mattered too much. I think the Mega Sizzle would have been safe the entire time, especially with the roosts. It just roosted back up and then kept going. So that is the roundup of week 1's matches. I'll be adding week 2 on. I was going to do them both combined, but I mean, I've been talking for a while and my voice is going, so I'll either have the next one up later tonight or I'll be finishing off tomorrow. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and the week 2 recap will be up shortly.